Hello and welcome to the stream today, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful 4th of July. Today's the advice show. So yeah, welcome back. I had a lot of fun last week. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the videos that have been coming out. Video so far. There's an advice show episode coming out tomorrow over on the YouTube channel if you don't know. So yeah, I feel like the framing is so much empty space. Hold on. But this also makes me feel fucking huge. Well, I am fucking huge, so whatever. Hello and welcome back to the Koi Jesus stream. Today we're going to be doing more advice show goodies. I have r/advice pulled up and I'm ready to give unsolicited advice to everybody on the internet if they ask for it. I guess then if they ask for it, it's not unsolicited, right? My advice is unsolicited because I am just some asshole. I guess everybody on Reddit is just some asshole. There's so much cat hair on this fucking shirt, man. Those little bastards be getting cat hair everywhere. They're up on their little cat tower up there right now. Alright, well, I'm gonna turn off this music and get some more chill, funky Nintendo mix on. Funky Animal Crossing. That's what I want. There we go. I'm gonna turn that bitch down. Actually, no, that's perfect. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope y'all are having a wonderful little holiday. I know that it's not the holiday for some of us, me included. Definitely not my favorite. Let's go to r/advice and we will do hot posts. We want things that are gonna be a little bit wacky, a little bit wavy, a little bit inflatable flailing arm tube man. Okay. That's what we want right now. Do 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 do. Okay. So there is actually one thing I want to go over. So I do have this question that we got on our response sheet. So let's see here. We're gonna go to the void for half a second while I pull up this screenshot because I don't want to pull up everything. Alright, so this person asks their name, you know. What do they need advice on? My op is in a General Electric A10 right now. And he caught me lacking my Glocky. Any advice on, or this how I'm about to go out? So, for you, we're actually going to open up a quick little paint session. And I'm going to show you how to survive this situation. Because this is a very, very dangerous situation that you are in. So, this is you. Oh, fuck, I'm in the way. We go up here for now. Oh, fuck. Shit. Stop clicking. There we go. So this is you down here, right? This is you. And then your op is in a fucking airplane, right? Like this. It's got the big fucking thing on the back here, and it's got the big wings, and there's another one on this side. But this gun has a huge fucking machine gun, right? Gun. G-U-N. So here's the issue, right? You were trying to fight an airplane that has a huge gun with no gun. Alright, so to denote that you have no gun, I'll do this, where your gun would be. No gun. Fellas, how are we getting out of this situation? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to materialize a gun out of thin air. Now, if you've studied the dark arts, okay, if you've studied the dark arts, how to survive this event. Practice the dark arts. So that's really going to be your first motive here, right? Is without the dark arts, you're just a motherfucker with no gun. Okay? You're just a broke motherfucker, no gun, no dark arts, no family, no crypto, no hoes, no car, no life, right? Step 2 is you're going to materialize a gun out of thin air using the aforementioned dark arts. So yeah, that's your next big step. I know it sounds like a big deal, but really anyone can do this as long as they know what they're doing. And step 3 is you're going to get fucking raw dogged, because that is an A10 and you are just a dude with a gun. Sorry. Yeah, man, sorry. I really tried to brainstorm this. I saw that you put this in a little while ago. I don't know how I accidentally made the yen symbol. That's whack as hell. So yeah, I tried to brainstorm this for a little bit, but realistically, you are just a dude with a gun. Even if you practice the dark arts and materialize a gun, like, that is still an A10 with a huge fucking thing that shoots off like 17,000 bullets a minute or something, like 500 a second or some fucking dumbass number like that. Like, that is a huge plane and a gun. Like, I mean, if you want a more accurate size comparison, it's probably something closer to like fucking this, or even like this, like maybe. Actually, it's probably closer to like this, like that, and that being the end of the gun. So yeah, you're just kind of fucked. I'm sorry about that, brother. All right, now into the fun shit. We go back down here. I know my mom is cheating on my dad, but I am too afraid to tell my dad, and doing so would break my family. And I have my mom's lover's number as well. What should I do? Let's see what these comments say. It's tough, but think about it this way. Your mother already destroyed the family, and your dad needs to know so you can move on. Telling your dad wouldn't break your family, your mom already broke it. I would tell my dad, because if I were being cheated on, I would like to know. Real? Yeah, that guy's stupid as hell. Tell him he'll find out anyway later on. If he finds out you knew about it, it'll have an effect on your personal relationship with him. Personally, I'd talk to the mom, tell her what you know, and tell her that either she's gonna come clean about it to your father, or you will. It would help to know how old this original poster is. At least in my opinion, it would really help to know how old this person is. Mainly because, like, if they're a child, like, if this is a 12-year-old or an 11-year-old, like, they shouldn't have to worry about this shit at all, right? They shouldn't have to worry about this shit at all. If they're 16 or 17, like, you're close enough to being an adult where it's like you only have to deal with your parents' bullshit for like 2 more years at least if you are going to like college or something. If it were me and I were 17, I would do what the what that one person said. Tell your mom. Tell her and be like, hey, if you're not gonna come clean about it, I will. That's what I would do. Because it's absolutely fucked up to cheat on someone, and it's almost more fucked up to hide it from someone who's being cheated on when you know. Let's see. Found out something about my ex tonight, and I am sick to my stomach. Hold on. How can I frame this fucking page better with my face cam? Maybe over here, like this. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, I feel funny. Oh, no, I'm different. During our relationship, my 22F ex, 30F. Ooh, okay, so WLW relationship, but one of the girls cheated on the other girl. Cheated on me with one of her male friends. She lied to me about her whereabouts, left me home all night to take care of her small children, not our children, her children. While her children and myself were all sick when she got out, got drunk, and slept with her friend. While she went out, got drunk, and slept with her friend. Then she changed the story later on, which she did a good 3 times, claiming that her friend kept pushing her to drink and then forced himself on her. But she refused to cut him out of her life for months after this, saying she didn't want to ruin the friendship they had since they were kids, and would throw huge fights with me over it, and even kick me out of her apartment to hang out with him when I told her I wasn't comfortable with it. Then she dropped the bomb on me that her friend was previously in jail for sexually assaulting a minor. She dismissed this like it was nothing, and when I told her how disgusting and horrible it was, she immediately defended him, saying, "You don't know him." Obviously, he did it if he was arrested and on probation for it, not to mention he was in jail for a good 5 months of my ex and I's relationship for violent outburst, which my ex also told me was common for him and acted like it was nothing. I need like a red flag PNG so I can keep track of how many times. Okay, do exclamation point advice or exclamation point ask. Yeah, there you go. There's my advice form. You can ask the advice form anything, and I'll get it and I'll respond to it. Fast forward a few months. She tells me he's in jail again. Doesn't tell me why. She stopped talking to him because he assaulted her, and she finally realized she doesn't want him around anymore. We've been broken up for a little over a month because of more cheating and abuse on her part. I get a strange urge to look up her friend's name while I'm sick. After finding multiple sites talking about how he was arrested multiple times for child porn. He was arrested for possession of it, making it available, breach of probation, accessing it, and voyeurism. I'm not familiar with voyeurism. Hold on. Getting sexual pleasures from watching others when they are naked. So watching porn or like cuckolding? Okay, whatever. I'm so beyond appalled. There's no way in hell my ex didn't know about this. Especially considering she knew he essayed a minor and not only kept him around, but defended him. We're broken up, but we live in the exact same building. I'm terrified of her bringing this man around again. I don't feel safe even reporting her for having him around her children. Well, that's right. She has kids. I'm just wide awake and sick to my stomach. I needed to tell someone. Yeah, dude, call the cops. Be like, yo, this person is like a convicted minor essayer. Like, get rid of his ass ASAP. ASAP. We got another question. Another question on the response sheet is, should I talk to her? The answer is always yes. The answer is always yes, especially if... Oh, let's see. Let's just grab this real quick. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it more. So the answer for should I talk to her is always yes. And the reason for that is because Mama didn't raise a bitch. One, two. Why would you not? Right? Unless this person has genuinely showed disinterest. I'm going under the pretense of like some girl at school or work, and you just like kind of want to chat with her, but you don't really know her that well. The answer is always yes. You strike up a little conversation. You know, you'll be funny, be yourself, that kind of vibe. And yeah, there's no reason to not talk to someone new, because anyone can be a friend if you give it enough of a chance. And it could be more than a friend, it could not, and no matter what, human connection is the most important part of life. So yeah, go do it. Let's see. Yep. And that's all there is to it. How do you cope with loneliness? This year has been my worst year yet. My father has days left. He's in hospice and end of life. I'm turning 30 this month. I don't really have friends. The one I do are just people I've known for a very long time. My ex cheated on me back in November. We aren't together. All my siblings are married with kids and can't be bothered with my issues. Yesterday, I asked one of my friends if I could join her to go to the beach. She said, I'll ask my friend if that's okay. She's bringing her coworker that I've only met once. That comment bothered me, but I understand how it is. Every time she hangs with friends and asks if I can join, she always says, let me see if my friend is okay with it. I just don't have anyone and feel depressed. I've been catching myself dreading the weekends and can't wait for the days to end. All I want to do is sleep. So the first thing that stands out to me here is all I want to do is sleep. That's a very, very, very common sign of depression. Your first thing should be to go find people to talk to. And whenever you do find people to talk to, don't just frame one, bring up like issues or emotions or whatever. Kind of have like a light-hearted conversation, like strike up a conversation with like your waitress at a bar or restaurant, or I don't know, go to a library and just talk. Just, you know, oh, what book would you recommend? What book do you recommend? Like, have you ever read this author? That kind of thing, or as cringe as it sounds, online chat rooms. You know, don't be a fucking weirdo. You're about to turn 30. You know, don't go on like Discords that have fucking like kids in them. But yeah, like play video games. Use the voice chat. People can be real assholes in there, but you can find good people too. So yeah, the way I would deal with loneliness. It sounds cliche, but really, you just gotta talk to people, man. Go to a bar, go to a library, but most importantly, mental health. There we go. Talking to people is great. Human connection is the most important part of being alive. Let's see. Ooh, this is more of a "Am I the asshole" type beat. We can do some of those too later if we get bored of just normal advice. Let's see, what do we got? So I work at a grocery store. There's a few small restaurant type things where people can get food while shopping. Okay, you get Chinese food. There's another that serves more traditional American. I work in the Chinese department. I have a friend who works in American. Okay, American food is just going to be called the kitchen. The manager there drives me crazy. A few days ago, my friend sprained her ankle really bad and couldn't walk on it much. When she went to the doctor, they gave her crutches, but she didn't take a doctor's note because she thought it would be better by the time she had to work in 2 days. Turns out it got worse. It got swollen and even bruised, so when her workday arrived, she tried to call out saying she was on crutches and couldn't work. Manager said she needs a doctor's note, which I can understand, but my friend didn't have one, so we decided I'd walk her into work on the crutches and bandaged ankle to prove that she couldn't work. This manager works in the kitchen with the clerks and cooks and saw my friend walking on crutches, but said nothing. He passed us multiple times, but didn't acknowledge her. The manager for the kitchen expected her to work a 6-hour shift on crutches with a single shoe on. I have a shift later today, and I want to ask the manager why he thought she could work in that condition, and ask if he could do the same on one leg. My friend straight up left like 20 minutes later because of the pain. Keep in mind, there wasn't an option for her to sit down or anything, so she was expected to maneuver around the environment with a wet floor on her feet for 6 hours and prep serve types of food. Man. She needs a note. Yeah. Yeah, she needs a note. It's not in your place to call her a piece of shit. Yeah, or go to HR if the manager's being unreasonable. Yeah, you don't take it to the person, you take it above them. You go to their boss and say, hey, like, this person has a sprained ankle and is, like, weird. There's no reason that they should be working. Why is this manager being the way that he is? And then they would take care of it. Ooh. What would you tell someone who just fucked up in a major, life-changing way and it's just now starting to sink in? I can't really get into the details, but it's over. It's been 3 hours since the incident. My wife should be home in 30 minutes and I have to explain everything to her. I'm definitely about to lose my job if I don't go to prison. I've taken my kid to stay with my parents. I don't know what to do. What? Okay, I don't know what the... What the fuck? Okay, well, we don't know enough. Yeah, there's no room to give advice if you don't say what's actually happened. I don't know. This guy's like, oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, no clue what he's going through, but like, I don't know. I guess if you did something really fucking bad, like, get ready for the storm that's coming, brother. What a shit, like, I don't know, man. Oh, fuck. I haven't shaved my beard for 3 years. I normally trim it, but keep it at 1 to... Okay, no, that's a bad one. Man, these are bad. Let's do top today. Let's see. My friend always has comments about my boyfriend's appearance. She talks about his appearance, saying things like he's kind of short or that she doesn't like his hair. When I tell her stories of him when I tell her stories of him and I sometimes, she says ew at him, and it's getting pretty annoying. She always rates him for some reason and says he's a 4. I never say anything about her boyfriend and it's starting to get pretty hurtful. The only way to, like, really handle this situation to ensure that it never happens again is by, yeah, kidnapping your best friend's boyfriend and killing him. She can't talk shit if she doesn't have a boyfriend when you do have a boyfriend. That's all I have to say here. Is, like, ruin their relationship. Maybe she's jealous and wants her to break up. Exactly. She might be jealous of you and your boyfriend's really cool relationship. She might be projecting because her boyfriend's ugly as shit. I think the only way to ensure that this never happens again... Yeah, she'll swoop in if you guys break up. Yes. Yeah, people out there are fucking snake loser idiots. Yeah, okay, so you need to ruin your best friend and her boyfriend's relationship. You and your 4 out of 10 boyfriend can live happily ever after, and she'll be miserable because she doesn't have a boyfriend. One of my friends coming to visit just dropped a bomb on me. One of my friends is coming to visit from out of state. We met in college and we're super close. She moved away after graduating and has been working in clubs and partying since. I got married at 20. I've gotten married and I'm 21 weeks pregnant. My husband and I super low key, no parties, drinking, smoking. We're quiet, enjoy our alone time at home, or we're boring. She calls to say she plans on visiting town and asks if she could stay for a week. I talked to my husband and sure, no problem. She might party a bit, might be back at the house late and smoke in our yard, but not a big deal. Problem is she called me a week ago to change the trip date sooner. No problem. Oh fuck. The thing is she shows up at our house with everything she owns. Tells us upon arrival she's been kicked out of her boyfriend's house and has nowhere else to go. She says it just happened as she was leaving, which makes no sense. She's asking to stay for as long as she can. She's saying that she doesn't have anyone else. The problem is we're really only okay with visitor for like a week. Her things take up our entire nursery room. We just moved into our house and she almost has more stuff and space taken up than we do. It's been 2 days, no idea how to let her know that this is not acceptable. She's depressed and down on her luck, but definitely taking advantage of us. I keep hitting back on accident. The fact that she has no one else is a big red flag. I don't want to throw her and her stuff on the street. However, we are in the middle of starting a family. I need to focus on us. If I was single, I might not care, but I have my husband, dog, and child to worry about. How can I address this? Yeah, like you said, fuck that. I feel like the easiest way, or like the best thing to do from here is to let her know calmly and nicely that she's allowed to stay for the week, but she's not allowed past that. And say under no circumstances, you know, like this. Even lie if you have to. Say like, oh, we are getting the house fumigated as a preventative measure. We can't be in here, you know, after this date. But realistically, just putting your foot down and setting that boundary, saying, hey, you need to leave by, let's see, this was posted yesterday in a week. So it's like, you need to leave by the 10th. You need to leave by the 10th or like we'll have you removed. They barely know her. Yeah, exactly. Well, they said that they were super close in college. So it's like, but still, it's like I have a family. How long ago was college? Did they give any? I don't think they gave any ages, but I don't know. Either way, man. I mean, you're right. It's not acceptable. But be like, yeah, we cleared you to come for a week, but we can't have you here longer than that. We have, you know, shit that we are dealing with. You need to leave by the 10th, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's it. Like, bye. Like, yeah, and it's kind of like a tough love thing. Like, you made a bad decision. Like, that's it, right? You know, that's all I got for that one. A serious situation. My sister, who has not worked for about 6 months, has not been paying her rent. I got a call from her leasing agent asking if I can contact her as she's being evicted but can't get a hold of. She's chosen to go camping and has been there for a week. She left her cat outside, so I've been feeding her. Can anyone offer advice? Oh, yeah, take the cat and let her get evicted. This is fucked up. As someone who is financially unstable, I don't have a lot of money and I'm behind on a good few bills. It's like you gotta play catch up. You can't just let it keep getting bad, otherwise it will just get worse and worse and worse, and then that stress becomes even worse. Like, the cat is yours now. She is forfeited any responsibility for that cat whenever she left for a week by just leaving it outside. That poor baby. I have 2 cats. I cannot imagine doing that. I have gone days without eating to make sure that I can get my cats food. That is a genuine statement. I have gone 72 hours without taking a single a bite to make sure that I can pay for my cats' food and pay for their litters so that they have a happy, comfortable life, the best that I can give them. And I don't feel like anyone that is a pet owner would disagree with that statement. Anyone who is a genuine animal lover, animal haver, pet owner, pet lover, I would die for my cats. And that is the most dire thing in this entire post, is that this person just left her fucking cat outside and then left for a week. That's fucked up. That cat is no longer hers. That is now OP's. Your sister fucked up. That's it. Like, I wouldn't like for someone to be that cold with me, but it sounds like she had been doing this for a long time and being this irresponsible and terrible for a long time. So it makes sense to kind of be like, all right, whatever, man. My mom keeps taking my money. Oh boy. I, 17, have a fast food job. To keep things very anonymous, I'll say I make $400 to $600 on average every 2 weeks. Lately, my mom's been taking my money. My dad and her both make around $200,000 together, and I know how much their bills cost. And after a calculation, every single bill includes the very occasional fun stuff, and as well as a few $1,000 a month in leniency, just to give them the benefit of the doubt. They should still have somewhere in the $60K left at the very minimum. And before anyone says I don't know what to include in bills and everything, my parents have always had us involved in their financial situation and taught us many times how much each and everything costs, as they used to be in a very tight spot when we were younger and wanted us to be aware why we couldn't get just anything we want. This month alone, my mom has taken close to $400 from me and said they are for things I know the payments don't come out until a few weeks later. Like I said, we barely ever go out to eat or have any fun activities, so it's not like that's draining all of our money. It's very frustrating because I'm trying to save up for a car as well as college, and I'm scared I won't be able to save enough if she keeps this up. I'm assuming because you're a minor, you have like one of those student bank accounts that like your parents are in control of. My little brother, who is 18, still has one, and I'm the guardian on it because we had a similar issue to this with my dad. You need to go to your bank, like physical location, and change it so that your mom can't access your bank account anymore. If that's not an option, get your, change your deposit from your job to a check, take that to a bank or an ATM and get cash and hide it. That's not saying that she won't find it, but if you can't change your digital currency platform, you can change it to a physical currency platform and keep it in a secure area where she can't get to it. Maybe their parents don't make as much money as they say they do. That still is not a reason to be stealing money from your kid. I think no matter what, it's a parent's responsibility to be financially responsible on their own. And it should never be up to the child to provide for their family to any extent. Unless it's a very specific situation where the parent says, hey man, look, I'm really behind on this one bill. Is there any way that I could borrow money, genuinely borrow loan money and take it care of? The kid might be 17 through 19 going into college, still living with their parents, not paying rent. There are microcosms to this idea, but there is no reason that a child should be having their money stolen from them by a parent. Stolen means no genuine consent. So maybe the first time it was okay, my mom just needs a few $100s, it's fine. But now, it's 2 or 3 times later, you're all right, look, you need to stop doing this. That kind of thing. Hide your money, change your bank account, Ask your bank if you can revoke permissions from her because she's been taking money out of your account without your permission. Or turn 18 ASAP. If none of those things are attainable, just hang in there, man. Found my stepdad snooping through my stuff. I'm 19 and my stepdad's 43. I stayed with my mom and stepdad for one night and had work the next day, so I left all of my personal belongings in my room. I left for work, quickly came back because I forgot something, and I found my stepdad looking through my MacBook, and I see my nudes and his phone in his hand. I grabbed my stuff and my MacBook as I'm leaving. He says, I'm going to be honest, I was looking at your pictures, and I said, don't do that. I don't know if he took pictures, but I don't even know what to do. I don't really have any trusted adults, and my mom will quickly defend him and say it's my fault for having nudes on my computer, but they sync from my phone to my computer. I feel disgusting and dirty because of it, and I'm truly at a loss for words. Don't know what to do. I live with my dad. I visit frequently, but that's being cut down. I don't ever want to see him or talk to him again, but I have to get my stuff from there anyway. Ooh. Yeah, this. Send your stepdad a text saying that if he took pictures of your computer, you want him to remove them, and if he declines, you have text as proof that he took naked pictures of you non-consensually. Well, she addressed that. She says, my mom will defend him and say it's my fault for having nudes on my computer, but they sync from my phone to my computer. It's the Apple iCloud shit. Like my ex had an iPhone and all of her pictures sunk to her computer. It's just how that like cloud system works. Yeah. Yeah, tell your mom, definitely. Will you get the support you should? Probably not. But she may surprise you because this is different. Yeah, like you're her kid. Oh, update. I went over and got my stuff, and stepdad basically hopped into the car the second I put it in park. And I told him that he ruined my trust in my life, and he grabbed my backpack and tried to make me stay in the car with him. I went to my room, got my stuff, and as I'm walking out, he follows me and says, I hope you got what you wanted, and I do hope you know this isn't okay because that wasn't... I said... I hope you got what you wanted. I hope you know it's not okay. That wasn't consensual. And he said the only reason why he looked is because he thought I had an OnlyFans. My mom comes out and I go and talk to her away from him. And she basically says it's my fault I took the pictures. They don't go away since they made my bank account when I was 14. They can still see my transactions and say that I have Cash App payments, so I'm an OnlyFans model. So I was right and my mom blamed it all for me. Yes, my Cash App payments are from a sugar daddy, but it hasn't been sexual. I still don't see how that justifies anything. I don't think there's anything wrong with having an OnlyFans, but it's just so confusing. Right, like her parents in the wrong, right? Her mom and her stepdad. Neither of them should have said the things or behaved the way that they did. But like, I also don't think it's right to be like, oh, OnlyFans girl, it's her fault. Stepdad broke her privacy. Cut contact. Whether you have an OnlyFans or not doesn't matter. Cut contact because what he did was objectively wrong. He went through your shit, found pictures, maybe took pictures of them, like non-consensually. That's fucked up. Cut contact immediately. Never talk to them again. Ever. You're 19. You're obviously making some kind of money because they got curious. Cut off contact with them. Change all your financial shit so they don't have access to it. Get your own place. Forget that they ever existed. And, yeah. No, that's fucked up and weird. My wife passed away and I need advice. Okay. This one might be a little bit heavy. Some time ago, my wife passed away in a car accident. I was driving, we were heading to work, a trip we did almost every day, but today I'm not sure what happened. I remember seeing a van, hearing my wife yell, "Look out," and then the crash. I'm not sure if I lost consciousness, but when I saw her, I screamed. I tried to get out of my seatbelt and open my door. I ran to her side, but once I saw her, I knew she wasn't there anymore. I stayed there holding her in my arms until my parents arrived. Worst of all, it was her birthday. The van I hit has had very little damage. It looked like a fender bender, but my truck was destroyed. I believe a semi-truck hit us and ran off and just pushed me into the van. I'm 27, my wife was turning 27, and we'd been married 2.5 years. We've made peace. They understand it was an accident, but the guilt is overwhelming. She was my world. I worked so hard to make her life as comfortable as possible. But I was driving, and even if it wasn't my fault, I feel responsible. I'm not working. I can take as much time off as I need. I try to stay busy, but there are days that I just want to die and be with her. I don't believe in God until that day, but now I refuse to believe that this is the end because I want to believe with all my heart that someone... Oh, I want to believe that one day I'll be with her again. I always had a good relationship with my sister-in-law, but she's been very supportive, but that's the problem. I know it's probably just my mind trying not to be alone, but when I get home, go to our room, our bed, my world comes crashing down. I feel so alone. Oh, boy. My sister-in-law is divorced, single. One day while we were eating, I thought that maybe I could be with her in the future. She would understand me visiting my wife's grave and not get upset that my wife will be a part of my life. I know. I must sound crazy, and it's probably just my coping mechanism. He just says some time ago, so I don't have a good frame of reference. Am I wrong for thinking this, or is it possible when two people help each other through a loss like this, feelings can spark? Oh, he talked to her about this. She said maybe one day after enough time has passed, they could try something. Ooh. There are 5 comments. I don't know here. It's hard to give correct advice to situations like this. There's nothing wrong with thinking. You're still young. You still have your whole life. You will always think of your wife. She will be a big part of your life. I've seen 2 people come together after losing someone very important. It made them strong and dependent on each other, but also went to therapy to help them with the loss and not become too dependent on each other. I'm so very sorry for the loss of your wife. Survivor's guilt is a real thing. Go at your own pace. Don't rush the process, but trust the process. Yeah, this person just gave a whole bunch of grief shit. So the big thing he's asking advice on is how he should feel about these emotions he might be having for his sister-in-law. It is rough. There's no real way to give genuine advice on something like this. Mainly because it's super... Yeah, there's no way to give easy advice here. The best advice that I could give, and then we'll move on, I'll keep it real short, is just... Human connection, like I said earlier, is the most important part of being alive. If you feel that connection with someone, let yourself feel that connection, and if something doesn't work out or it does work out, then that's okay. That's okay either way. Keeping your wife's like memory alive is also important. I understand that very much. But I can't say in good conscience like, oh, go for it, or don't go for it, because it really is not my place. I don't think it's anybody except for the original poster and the sister-in-law that's been mentioned. They need to work this out on their own, because there's nothing that anybody ever can say anything unless they've been through this exact same situation, which, I don't know, man. Good luck. Godspeed. Oh, this is a long one. I can't do that. Let's see. This one is also a long one. God damn, I'll try to skim it. Mother's mad at me for planning to get a tattoo in a few days. I wanted to get a tattoo since I was 16. I'm 18, so I started to plan my tattoo. Parents are divorced. When I told my father, he said go for it. When I told my mom, she said no. It doesn't matter, you're 18. Done all the planning, research, found a good studio, did a consultation. This tattoo is going to be paid with my own money. told both my parents that I'm getting it done. First, I told my dad and then my mother a few days later. And just like before, my father was chill, but my mom was mad. She started yelling at me for lying. This isn't how I raised you. You're a child. You can't make these choices. Also, the favorite of underplaying my father's opinion due to him not paying enough child support. But then my stepfather joins in, supporting my side. I thought things cooled down, but I was watching Netflix with my grandma, and I'm fucking panicking because my grandma's a big Christian who doesn't agree with modern trends like LGBTQ and BLM. Ooh, you should kill your grandma. She is very much against tattoos. Yeah, trends. Yeah. Trends. Yeah, that's the part that got me. My mom basically tells my grandma about my plan. Now I have both of them yelling at me. Mom is trying to guilt trip me by saying how much she does to support me and pays the bills, as well as trying to gaslight me into believing that I lied to her. After I try and fight back claims, they try to threaten me by kicking me out and taking away my car. At this point, I'm done and hang up the phone just to try to leave the house. When I try to leave, my mother's right on my tail and trying to block me, so instead of taking the car, which would be easy to block, I grab my bike and take off. So now I'm biking in the dark on this trail that leads through a cornfield, and there are so many bugs hitting my face. I stop and call Dad. I only call him and tell him a basic summary, but got interrupted by my stepfather pulling up his truck saying he'll stop my mom and just to head home because it's dark, so I do. Once I get home, I cry just for being upset. This got rough really quick. Yeah, definitely. After an hour, my mom realized that I'm still awake and tried to talk with me, but I yell at her that I don't want to talk. She's getting more desperate to talk. But I really want to know if I'm in the wrong about this and just overreacting about the threats and guilt tripping from my mom and grandma, or do I have a right to be upset about it? Firstly, you have a right to be upset about anything. You have a right to feel your own emotions. That's the most basic of it, right? My parents both didn't want me to get any tattoos, and just in case you guys haven't seen, I have a few tattoos. You might have seen them during Quaithon. I have a little dumpling down here. I have a matching tattoo with my best friend. It's mirrored, but it says, "Oh well," with a little slanted face. And I have the marker from Dead Space, and it says, "Make us whole," which is something from Dead Space. Neither of my parents wanted me to get tattoos, right? I think she screwed up by asking permission to get a tattoo. That I agree with. I think that you screwed up by asking for permission to do something with your own body, with your own money, on your own time, just because your parents don't believe in it. If I went up to my dad what does my dad not like? My dad doesn't like streaming services, specifically music streaming services. He's a bit of a weirdo. He wants to own all of his music. If I went up to my dad and said, "Hey Dad, I'm thinking about getting Spotify. Should I get a Spotify?" And he starts going off on me, that part is on me. Like, yeah, I could have told that I shouldn't ask permission, right? That part's obvious. But no, you have no reason to be like in the wrong here. It's your money, it's your body, it's your tattoo, it's on your time. They can't tell you what to do on that front, right? They might be an asshole and try to kick you out, but it's like, anybody with even remotely a correct mind will be like, so you paid for it with your money on your own time, on your own body, and they still kicked you out? They're fucking weird. Because that's the genuine answer. I don't know what advice to give you. The bottom question is, am I overreacting about the threats, or do I have a right to be upset about it? You do have a right to be upset about it. No matter who does or doesn't like the tattoo, it's your choice, your money. You want the tattoo, get it. When I was 19, I got my nose pierced. My parents hated the idea, but they couldn't stop me, and they weren't paying for it. Yeah. And now they're used to it and even buy me nose rings on occasion. They can't stop you. You're an adult, and this is your choice. If you aren't paying rent, you aren't an adult. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever fucking read. OP is 18, illegally an adult, and can do whatever they like. Honestly, I think it's crap for parents to charge their adult children rent. It says, "Go to bed, kid." Man, this guy is butthurt. Man, this guy is butthurt as hell. Whatever. I went through this situation as a parent. My son turned 18 earlier this year. A couple months after his birthday, he came to my husband and I asked if we would be okay with getting a tattoo. I told him it was up to him, but to make sure he's positive about it. That is a big thing. That is also a big thing. You're 18, 19. Make sure you're getting a tattoo that you want to get. If you asked me at 15 what tattoo I wanted to be my first tattoo, I would have said something fucking stupid probably. This was my first tattoo. The Oh Well tattoo. This was my first tattoo. It's from an artist called It's Okay to Cry. I can actually pull up the video. Here. Let me just pull it up in Chrome and we can watch it together. So it's from a musician called It's Okay to Cry, from a song called Pop Lock and Drop Dead. My friend Billy and I really love this artist. I hope you guys can still hear it, kinda. I'm gonna have to mute it and post for copyright for the VOD. But it's this line. You see how he has the stylized text bubbles? The second part in this song where he says that, it pops up with the one that I have. Yeah, this part. Yeah. So I got Oh Well with the little slant mouth, and my friend Billy got Life Sucks with the little crying emoji. And our artist did a really great job with it. But if you asked me at 15 if a text bubble that says Oh Well was going to be my first tattoo, there is a no shot in hell I would have said yes. Mainly because I didn't know what It's Okay to Cry was. Right? You have to realize you are still developing at 18. You are. But you also have enough of a knowledge of like the things that you like and enjoy. Right? Make sure it's something you want. My boyfriend fell asleep. I want to save his game for him. Aww. I can't even give advice because there's, 500 comments. This is so cute. This is so cute. I love this. 3 years ago, I love this. Hold on. We're starting to get to like. Let's do new. Let's see what's floating around new. I don't know what to do about my relationship with my girlfriend. I don't know what to do about your relationship. Well, myself and my girlfriend met in the spring of last year during our track season. We continued to be friends until August of last year when she asked me out. So OP is 18 male and she's 17 female, okay. We seemed to really like each other. She was the first person I can say that I love, but at about our 9-month mark, things became more noticeable and reoccurring, specifically her anger issues. I try to be the best boyfriend I can, take her out, get her gifts, go on dates, the usual couple things. I'm a year older and I'm going to college in a city nearby. We're busy people, but we make it work, and if we feel something is off, we talk about it and come to a solution. Good. For the better part of the last 2 months, her anger issues have just been getting worse and worse. We talked about it and she gets sad and says she's a bad girlfriend. We tried everything from meditation to medication, and she just doesn't change. It makes me sad because it's to the point where I can see my life with her, and I want her forever. I know I'm young and it sounds stupid. It doesn't sound stupid. I knew who I wanted to be with when I was 13, and it didn't work out. But no, people have that inclination sometimes. I know I'm young and it sounds stupid, but this person has helped me through everything. Her anger issues have gotten in the way. She considers me the perfect boyfriend, but still gets angry at the slightest things I do, and she does wrong, but in the end, I end up apologizing for it. It's gotten to the point where I just cry every night, and that would be on a normal day. I don't know why I cry, I just find myself in a deep state where I feel like we're not working. I know her family well, with her mother being like my second mother, and her sister being like my sister. I just don't know what to do. It feels like I've tried everything. If your relationship is making you cry every day, then you should break up. I hate to just hop off of Bethany Fitness here. If your relationship is making you cry every day, you should break up. That being said, if it's, I mean, you guys are 17 and 18. Take some time apart. Go to college. You know, you can give her the ultimatum bit. You can say, hey, look, you know, you need to chill out. You need to get medicated and go to therapy, or else I'm going to break up with you. You can try that. You can just flat out break up with her. You can say, hey, let's go on a break, you know, work on ourselves. You're 18 and 17. If this isn't the person for you, then that person will come eventually. And even if they don't, you can rest easy knowing that you're not in a relationship that makes you cry every night. You know, you can spend some time being single. It's like, I mean, they've been together for 9 months or something. Take care of yourself first. Because one of the worst mistakes that you can make as a person, as a boyfriend, as a partner, is thinking that somebody else's wants and needs come before yours. I've made that mistake, and that's why I'm telling you not to. Let's see. How do I cut ties with my mom's side? There's a history between them where I felt like a doormat. I lacked self-esteem, and the more they mentioned anything about me, as if how odd I was, having any of them mention how skinny or small I am makes me tense. I barely talk openly, so the only thing that's changed is I'm able to voice my opinions and feelings without turning my feelings down whenever they have an opposing opinion. I was the one who kept reaching out, and since I started voicing my true feelings, opinions, they took it as I was being aggressive and called me a ticking time bomb. I had a planned pregnancy, and it was very disappointing how I didn't feel the love and support I thought a pregnant woman should have by my family. My grandma kept asking if it wasn't planned. When my aunt said she would be there for me, but barely halfway through, she ghosted me. After I gave birth, the texts came flooding in. I continued to put my boundaries of only wanting to share things when I wanted to, not when it's asked. My grandma wanted pictures and wondered why I didn't show pictures of my baby's face. I only shared photos of her face to my mom, siblings, and the younger uncle in the first few weeks to a month of her being outside my womb. When I posted my pregnancy for another example on Facebook, one of my uncles put an angry reaction, but removed it. That's just weird. I felt so rejected and judged. He's stuck on the I'm not married, but got pregnant. Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking loser. I didn't even want my child around them until they actually changed, and my fiance gave me a question I didn't even think about. Why would I want to put my child in the same environment in which I felt like I didn't have a voice, felt judged, and felt negative about my change? I want to just let them go because a relationship with them has affected my mental health and caused so much stress for me. How do I cut ties with them, even if it's just for now? So this person has said, you know, they're okay with like their mother and stuff. So, let's see. I don't have a lot of contact with my family, but I also just don't have a big family that I've ever been close with anyway. I need like another main screen, but it's just my face cam a little bit bigger. I can't do that. Sure. I just don't have a huge family. I have my dad, my brother, and my grandma, and then like some aunts and uncles that I just don't talk to, and I've never talked to. And the reason for that is because my parents didn't talk to them because they were not good at the time. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of drugs and other bad things. And so the uncle that I do talk to now is clean, has a kid, lives with my dad, lovely guy, great guy. But like, I have uncles that I don't talk to because they're just not good people. And so by removing them from their lives, my parents also removed them from my life. Right? So that's a big piece of advice that I can give to this person is your boyfriend's right. If they were so terrible to you throughout the years or even just throughout your pregnancy, why put your kid in that situation? Why give them the opportunity to hurt your child? Right? I don't know, man. How to actually go about doing it is just tell them that you don't want to talk to them ever again. I don't know. It's pretty easy. You're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel like a shut-in, but stop going to family gatherings. Stop answering their calls. Stop answering their texts. Remove them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's really easy to cut people off, and people don't think about it. People don't think about it. My ex and her entire family I just removed off of Facebook because I was just like I need to move past this on my own. I keep mentioning her during this stream. I guess I'm dealing with other people's problems. I try to connect it to my own. You can very, very easily get rid of people in your life by simply not talking to them. Very easily. There are people that I was friends with who, for one reason or another, stopped talking to me. I don't know if it was just like they stopped reaching out, they had stuff they were dealing with, or maybe they thought that I was an evil person. But they stopped talking to me, and I just don't talk to them anymore. Friends that I had from kindergarten all the way to the end of high school, right? Just don't talk anymore. And I mean, if a natural falling out can happen, an unnatural falling out can happen. That's my advice. Just have a falling out. Let's see. Weird. Getting ghosted. Oh, it was deleted. Okay, my bad. Need advice on ending my 6-year-long relationship. Alright. Oh, this is long. Whoa. Alright. Maybe not. Oh, it might be a bit too much. I don't want to go camping tomorrow. What a fucking good, like, lighthearted one. After the last few we've had. I'm 22, I still live with my parents. I know the easiest thing to do would just be say no, but it's not as simple as just saying no. I don't enjoy camping, and my ex went with us last year, so I don't want to go because I just don't enjoy it, and it would make me think of them. I'm already sitting here crying over how last year was the first time I enjoyed camping in a while. Anywho, is there any way y'all can see me talking my way out of going? I know if I say it's because I want to steer clear of my ex, It'll cause a blowout because they're tired of me moping around. Anywho, any advice would be appreciated. We leave tomorrow, which I had no clue about. It's going to be until Friday or Saturday. Ugh, that's crazy. I haven't even packed yet because I'm dreading it so bad. Just tell them you don't want to go. Anytime I tell them I don't want to do something because it will remind me of my ex. Dude, this guy's 22. It could be a girl. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And also, no judging. No judging. These people post issues on the internet, and I'm here to give them unsolicited, real advice. Yeah, the real answer is, like, just tell them you don't want to go. And if they ask why, just be like, I just don't want to. I don't like it. I don't want to go. Like, I'll just stay home. You know, I'll watch the pets or the plants or whatever. You know, and try to, if you are trying to get out of something, try to morph it as a good thing for the other person. Say, oh no, you guys can go, and I'll stay home and I'll clean up the house a little bit. I mean, obviously you would need to clean up the house. You can't just lay around all day. But like, yeah. It's like, if you just try to turn it into a positive for the other person, yeah, that's fine. That should work, honestly. 18 and 26. Nope. Don't do it. Bad idea. Met this guy at work. He wants me so bad. He's cute and I'd go for it, but he's 26 and I'm 18. It's legal, sure, but what does a 26-year-old have in common with an 18-year-old? If it's just a hookup, as long as you guys consent, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend getting involved with anyone that you work with, but I would just be conscientious of what you are expecting from this and what he is expecting. Yeah, dude's 26. I have known so many people, sadly, in my life, that my dad met my mom who was 18 at 30. Yeah, that's like weird, right? Like, even if it worked out for them, that's weird, right? I think that I've known so many people in my life, sadly, who have been fucking, like, weirdos, uncomfortably. They're still together 20 years later. Yeah. Like just because it works for them doesn't mean it will work for anyone. And the general rule of thumb is that is fucking weird. Yeah, don't do it. If it's a hookup, like, if you're just trying to get yours, like, go get yours. Like, I'm all for that as long as it's legal. But, like, a 26-year-old trying to date an 18-year-old kind of is, like, that's an 8-year age gap. They're about to go into college and, like, the 18-year-old is about to go into college, and then the 26-year-old has been out of college for years if they went in from 18 to 22, right? That person would have been graduating high school as the 18-year-old went into middle school. It's like, it's not okay on a relationship point of view. You know, if it was 22 and 30, that's one thing. 22 and 30 is a little bit different. You know, you get 31 and 39, that's still an age gap, but like, you're both mid-30s. An 18-year-old and a 26-year-old just have two totally different lives that they are living. A 26-year-old is probably, you know, finished with school, working full-time, doing nothing. That 18-year-old is maybe working part-time, going to school, probably wants to be partying all weekend, every weekend. It's like you just are living two different lives. It's not chill to date that far apart that young. Like I said, 41, 49, that's chill. Who cares? Right? Maybe even 21, 29. But, like, you're still living two totally different lives that young. Just don't even fuck with it. How can I have clear thinking to make a decision? I have to make crucial decisions which will change my life entirely in a matter of short time. My mind is blurry and I can't think clearly. Drink a lot of alcohol, okay? A lot of alcohol. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna drink a fuck ton, and then you're gonna, like, write down all the pros and cons, and you're gonna make a decision drunk. You're gonna wake up the next morning, you're gonna drink a big glass of water, you're gonna have a nice, healthy breakfast, you're gonna sober the fuck up. Coke. Do Coke. You're going to sober the fuck up after drinking, and you're going to look at your pros and cons list, and you're going to look at what drunk you decided, and you're going to say, Yeah, I agree with this. Or you're gonna be like, no, that's actually really stupid. Why would I have decided that based on this pros and cons list? And then you can make a clear decision after that. That's my advice. Why is my mom like this? Probably a lot of reasons. My mom and I don't have the strongest relationship. Ooh, give me a second. It looks like someone responded to one of our comments. Let's take a look. Oh, hold on. It's not showing up there, but I'm getting an email about it. Unless it's just a bot. I think it was just a bot. Yeah. Oh well. No biggie. Okay. My mom is 40 and I'm 19. We don't have the strongest relationship. She's verbally abusive. She also had a serious victim mentality. For example, a few years ago, she made fun of my younger brother, 13, now 17, for being a virgin. That's weird. He was 13. Why are you making jokes about him being a virgin at 13? You should be a virgin at 13. You should be a virgin at 17. I don't think that anyone under the age of, like, fucking 20 should be having sex. That might be a hot take, but I realized, like, last year, like, in the last year, I was like, man, I don't think that I'm mature enough for fucking anything, and I'm almost 22 at the time. I was like, how was I, like, having sex at 16? That shit is so, like, weird, right? It's like, I don't know, whatever. Yesterday she came up for a visit. We were going to lunch with my brothers and with my two brothers, my brother's son and his ex-girlfriend. And his baby mama. On the way to lunch, my mom asked me not to fight with the boys, and I agreed. The lunch was great. On the way back, we all had a very small fight. She got things mixed up, and I corrected her, and that started the fight. Under her breath, she said, I just wanted to have a good visit. I hate the way you are. I did nothing but correct her, and I did it nicely. She also thinks that I have a sour attitude, and am very mouthy. She's the only family member who thinks this of me, because I'm not like that. We just butt heads so often that sometimes I can't help but lash out. Her reactions are always crying, getting angry, etc. I'm not perfect. I'm a teenager. You're 19. And you need to get out of the I'm a teenager mentality. I have my moments where I have an attitude, but it feels like she's an adult teenager. 18 to 19 are adult teenagers. I agree that she's an adult. She needs to get out of the I'm a teenager mentality. That's wrong. You can say I'm a teenager until you're 17. Once you're 17, you can't call yourself a teenager anymore, because that's cringe. When I was a younger teen, I did hold a lot of resentment and anger toward her for the choices she was making and the things she would do to me. At 14, she kicked me out of her house at 11:30 at night, days before the new year. After years of therapy, I come to find out that the resentment and anger I hold for her is due to CPTSD. Being around my mother caused me to be in a constant state of fight for many years. Okay. I tried cutting contact 3 times, communicating better, going to therapy, individual, not with her. I feel like she only addresses the small things and doesn't look at the much bigger, more important things that truly affect our relationship. Why does she act like this? Why does she have this insane double standard that she can say and do anything, but when someone doesn't back us out, okay? Is it narcissism? I don't know if I would call it narcissism, but it definitely sounds like it. It definitely sounds like she's a bit of a freak, a bit of a weirdo, like a bit of a weird guy, right? And I think that more than anything, the most important thing is to fully go no contact. Like, if they are that much of like a weird person in your life, you shouldn't have to put up with that, like, ever. Honestly, like, I didn't have a lot of I didn't have a lot of issues with my mom. I had some issues with my dad after my mom died, but like it's really easy, like I said earlier, to just stop talking to people. It's really easy to just not talk to people anymore. Just do that. I don't know. But why your mom's like this? Probably something in her childhood. She's probably just like fucked up from something as a my balls hurt when my ball sack shrink is that normal? I'm not answering that. Any idea on how to get closure in a relationship? 2 months ago, my female 25 ex-boyfriend, male 27, came home from a 10-day holiday in Turkey, where we did fight. Nothing insane. Mainly me being insecure and feeling uncomfortable how he was with other women. We were drunk, but it was nothing we could not have worked out together through communication. We'd been a couple for just less than a year. Oh, we had been a couple for 10 months and dating for a year. That's weird to say. Do people do that? Is it like you have a talking and then a dating and then a couple? Is that how it works now? Because I just thought that dating was like being a couple. Or is dating like dating around, which seems weird. But maybe I'm just like so hard stuck monogamous that it's like if I'm going on dates with you, you're the only person I'm going on a date with. I kind of would expect that back, but maybe I'm weird in that case. I don't know. We come home, he's extremely cold and distant, dry in text. 3 days after come home, he basically ghosts me for 2 weeks. I try to schedule for us to meet and talk for me to get my stuff back, but he keeps bailing. End up just going to his place to drop his stuff off and get mine. Annoyingly, he wasn't home, so he couldn't talk. Still to this day, haven't gotten any answers, and I'm really struggling with closure. Don't think I want him back at this point. Just want to know what the fuck happened. It should be worth noting right before the holiday, I had gone through his phone and found out he was cheating on me with sex workers. I'm 95% convinced he immediately started seeing a girl we met together and made friends with together on holiday we had just come home from. I've got no proof of this, just intuition and stalking on social media and being unconfident over how they vibe over music when on holiday. You're a crazy person. I think he's in the wrong for cheating on you with sex workers. I think that's no competition. I think that you're a crazy person. You don't need closure. You want to convince yourself that you need closure. You don't. It's over. Okay? Let me put it this way, right? Your relationship ended. That is all the closure you need. Not only does he not owe you an explanation for any of those things that you want to know, you also don't really want to know them. You think you want to know them because you think that it's going to make things easier. It'll only make things harder. You need to go talk to new people. You need to find a new guy if that's what you want. You need to work on yourself if that's what you want. You don't want to know what he thought, what he was doing, any of this other stuff because it will make it worse. It will open up those wounds all over again. You need to move on. You need to let it go. You don't want closure. You want answers to answers that you don't really want to know, or to questions that you don't really want answered. Like, trust me on that one. Or fuck his dad. Either way. Brother wants me to stop being friends with his ex. Yeah, that's weird. Whatever. This one's simple. Should I expose cheating e-girl? Weird to call someone in real life an e-girl. So my friend is dating this girl. I got proof of her cheating. Should I tell my friend? Yes. The answer is yes. Always tell. Second heartbreak as bad as the first one. How do you get through heartbreak? This person I thought I was going to marry and ended things, and I feel like I'm not going to recover from this. You will. 3 years down the drain. Oh well. My first heartbreak was my last partner, and we only dated for 8 months. I've been crying so much. I have a migraine. Still can't stop. I can't eat, sleep. I just feel emotionally wrecked right now. That's going to happen, especially whenever a relationship ends like blindsidedly. Like, I mean, if you kind of feel it coming, you're able to like emotionally process that still during the relationship. You feel someone becoming cold, distant. But whenever you're blindsided, it's really hard to move on. But what you need to do is you need to just keep moving forward because things do get easier with time, believe it or not. I know it's so cliche to say that, but genuinely, you just keep going because there's no reason not to, right? Even if you die alone, you should enjoy the time that you have alone. You should love the person that you are more than anyone else can possibly love you. There you go. Let's see. Let's do one more, and then that'll be the end for the stream for today. Weird thing that happened that I caused with my coworker. Yesterday, my coworker asked for my number and said, I know it's weird because we work together. I talked about it with my friends. They thought it sounded like she was interested, and I did as well. We were talking and things went good, and I asked if she'd want to hang out sometime. She said maybe, which means no. I'm fine with it. Just think I took what she said differently than she meant it. But now today I woke up, she texted me, hope you have a good day, which I think is good because I don't want to make working together weird. I don't know what to do. I don't care about going out with her anymore. I just don't want to make my work situation feel weird. It was a bad idea to ask it to begin with. So the coworker asked for your number. Then you asked if she wanted to hang out sometime. She said maybe, and then she hit you with like a good morning text. That's definitely weird mixed signals. However, I do think that my point of view is I would let them initiate it. They asked for your number. You asked to hang out and they said maybe, and then they hit you with that. They want you to kind of ignore them a little bit, probably. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. But let them initiate it. I know that I'm assuming that this is guy OP like female coworker. I know that there are a lot of girls out there that like the whole like chase part of talking to someone or like the taboos. I know that there are guys that like that too. I think that that's what she wants. I think that she wants to like be the one to ask you out. So maybe just kind of roll with it for a little bit. Yeah. All right. I think that's about it for the advice show today. Sorry, it's a little bit shorter than last week. But it is the 4th of July. I want to go hang out with some family, some friends. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go do that for a little bit. So I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll play some Pikmin 1, I think, tomorrow. I think that'll be fun. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye. Have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.